Hi, I'm Tom Aaron, Head of Product here at Mighty Networks. And in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how courses work in a Mighty Network and show you how to create one. Let's start with how courses work in a Mighty Network from a member's perspective. This is a Mighty Network called California Architects, which I created for this demo. As a host of a Mighty Network, you get a landing page for selling your network membership and selling plans that include membership plus courses. You essentially have a sales funnel directly in your Mighty Network, and you can market and sell your course to people who are not yet members. Let me scroll down the network landing page and see the plans available for sale here. You'll see that all these plans include network membership. And you'll want to note here that you must be a member of a Mighty Network to access courses. Whether they are public, private, secret, or paid, you have to sign up for membership before you can access them. So someone who purchases your course will sign up for membership at the same time as they buy your course. Okay, we see a plan here that includes membership to this Mighty Network and access to a course called 3D Modeling Basics. Let's click on More Details and see what's included in this flyout. See a teaser video here, a section that tells me what's included in this plan, a section that shows how many hosts and instructors are teaching and guiding my experience here, with photos that I can click on for more information, and here, a rich description of the course. As a note here, all of this info that we're seeing is completely configurable when you are setting up your course and when you're setting up the plan that lets you sell the course. And we'll cover some of that in a moment. I decided to purchase this plan for a one-time purchase of $249.99, so I click on Buy here. Now I'm prompted to create an account for the Mighty Network. Okay, let's jump ahead here. Now I go through the purchase flow. We'll jump forward here. And now that my payment info is entered, I'll click Confirm Purchase. Okay, now I'm in the Mighty Network California Architects. You'll notice a glowing dot here pointing out the user menu in the corner. If I click on this and click into the menu, you'll see there's a link to my purchases. This is a place as a member that I can always get back to all the things I've purchased. In the left-hand navigation here is a tab for courses, and I'm going to click on that. Right away, I see the course I purchased along with the other courses for sale in this network, and I can filter down this list here at the top and just see the courses that belong to me. And here is 3D Modeling Basics. I click on View Course to open the course, and I'm now on the main course page. Here's a little title at the top, plus a tagline, keeping me oriented so I know where I'm at. I see here the contents of the course. There's the overview, which has a little star icon next to it. And below that are the sections, which each have a little down arrow adjacent to the title. And if I click on one of those, I can expand and see all of the lessons that are included in that section. Below all of this is the activity feed for the course. Now, this is really important. There is no need for a separate Facebook group or even a Mighty Networks group for a course. The course lives inside the group. Just like the main activity feed in a Mighty Network, hosts and or members can ask questions or create polls or create posts or even articles, even set up events for the members of the course to interact with. I want to go into the content of the course here, so I click on Get Started at the top here. This opens a course overview in a flyout, and here I see the overview content. And just a quick orientation here, if I scroll down to the bottom, I see this list of sections here. Those are the sections that I saw earlier. If you notice here at the top, there's this little blinking hint. If I click here, I can expand this page to full screen mode. The purpose of the overview is to give the instructor a place to tell me anything they want me to know about the course before I get started. Things like what I'll get from taking it, what the expectations are, and anything else about how it will work. All of the course content pages, like this overview and the sections and lessons in the course, function a lot like the articles feature in Mighty Networks. We have a rich editing page where you can add formatted text as well as photos, videos, links, files for download, and several other embed options that are supported, including several audio types. And this is how the content of the course is delivered to people. Okay, so at the bottom of the overview, I see all of the sections of the course that are available to me currently. Right now, the only one that's available is the next section because this course is set up to unlock as I complete it. And hosts have complete control over how content will be marked complete and how it will unlock. And there's various settings that let you configure that however you'd like. For instance, hosts have the option for content to unlock upon completion of a video or on a time interval after a member joins the course. I click on the first section. When it opens, I see an intro to the section, and then below that are the 2 lessons that are included in this section. And below that, I see the navigation area where I could skip ahead to the next section. I'm going to click on the first lesson here, and I see some text, a video, and a downloadable worksheet. Assuming I've watched the video, I mark it complete and move on to the next lesson, which is now unlocked. When I'm ready to take a break, I can close this window and I'm back on the main course page. And now I can see my progress here in this pie chart, and it's marked my place so I can continue where I left off when I return. And again, here's the activity feed for the course where other members of the course can contribute posts and ask questions. And speaking of members, the left-hand navigation of the course, I can see the other members of the course. And I can see all the events that are happening as part of the course. So at this point, I can also go back out to the main Mighty Network, and let's do that. While I'm in the activity feed of my Mighty Network, I'm going to see posts from my course. They'll have a tag here at the bottom, so I know that they're part of my course. Other members of the course will see these posts from 3D Modeling Basics, but the rest of the members of California Architects won't see these posts if they're not in that course. Each feed is personalized to the things that you belong to. Okay, that's the experience of a course from a member's perspective. So now, let's see what it's like to actually create a course as a host. I'm going to switch to the host view of the same network that we were just looking at. To create a course in a Mighty Network, you must be on our business plan. And you can create an unlimited number of courses in your Mighty Network, and you can have an unlimited number of instructors and students. Once you've upgraded to Mighty Business, you'll go to your network settings up here in the user menu, click on Network Settings, and go to Premium Features. Scroll down to the section Ways to Connect Members, and you'll see Courses here. Now, in my case, courses are already turned on here, but by default, they're set to off. So you'll want to come here and turn them on. You'll also get to choose whether only hosts and moderators can create courses or whether members can create them as well. By default, we have it set that only hosts and moderators can create courses, as you can see here. If you click Manage, you'll see the option to rename what courses are called. You can choose whether to call your courses courses, or something else like class, seminar, workshop, or you can even choose a custom name. Now, you cannot have multiple names like courses and seminars. You need to choose a single term for the overall category of courses in your Mighty Network, but you can edit this name if you choose later on. Now you can create a course or view the course list, and let's view the courses. And as we saw earlier, we could also get there via the left-hand navigation by clicking on courses. Both go to the same place. Now, as a host, we see all of the courses in our network, and those that have plans are for sale, and they're also called premium here. And those that do not have plans and are not for sale, you also will see here. Of the ones that do not have plans, some are public, like this one, and available to everyone. And some are private and even secret. Here you can see a secret one. Now, with a private course, all network members can see the course exists and they can ask to join, but they cannot access it unless a host grants them access. With a secret course, network members cannot even see the course exists unless a host specifically invites them to it, or if they are already a member of it. You can make a public, private, or secret course into a paid course by clicking on the three-dot menu here and selecting Charge for Access. Doing so prompts you to create a plan for the course, and you can charge a one-time fee or a subscription, which can be a monthly or annual, or you can offer both options. You can bundle a course with other courses and groups and sell as a plan to members of the network. And as we went over earlier, you can also bundle a course with membership to the network and sell that plan on a landing page to people who are not members of your network yet. To learn more about plans and bundles, watch our tutorial on payments, which we link to below this video. Let's look at 3D Modeling Basics, the course we purchased earlier, along with membership to the network. Clicking into the course, we see the main course page. First, let's go to Manage here. Let's click on General Settings, where we enter all of the settings for this particular course. And here you see the title, a tagline, a flush description. Here you see a location and a website if that's relevant. And here are the branding options. Here's a logo, an image, or a video, and a color. And it's important to fill all of these fields in. The description, the branding. These are the things that we surface to your potential customers across your network and in the landing pages and about pages. And you'll want to make sure that you include as much information as possible about what makes your course stand out and what makes it worth taking. Next up, we can choose whether we want to turn on all member chat for this course or not. Here we can choose whether we want to allow people who are not members of the course yet to view the course overview. This is a preview of the course. And you might want to do this if you want people to get a general idea of the layout of the course and what's included. Remember, the overview is the first thing you see when you start the course, and it shows all of the sections. And here we can choose what names we want to give a section, lesson, or instructor. And you can change these per course. Here's the privacy setting. You can choose whether it'll be paid or not here. And note that when you first start creating a course, it will remain secret until you change it to either private, public, or decide to charge for it, in which case you'll need to create a plan for the course. And finally, you'll notice this area about inviting to the course. If this course were private or secret, I would have the option here to choose to let members invite or not. However, because this is a paid course, anyone can join as long as they pay. So there's no setting here to restrict inviting. Okay, that's general settings. Let's go back to the course settings and click on Course Members. This page is similar to what you see when you go to the Members tab in the network settings for your overall Mighty network. Here you see you have the ability to invite members to the course. You can look at the status of sent invites for the course. Here you'll be notified when new members join, and you can welcome the new members. You can message all the members on this course. And here, this is a shortcut to go to the Members tab in the course, which just goes to the list of all the members. Here you can see how many members are in the course. And like we mentioned earlier, you can only send invites to the course to existing members of your Mighty network. Or if somebody receives an invite to the course, they have to become a member before they can get into the course. So you can copy this share link here and send it in an email, but it will require that the recipient first become a member to be able to join the course. But if you decide to make your course paid and create a plan to sell the course to an external audience or non-members of your network, we have a whole bunch of options to create a clear sales funnel into the course. And again, check out our payments tutorial for more. Okay, going back out to the course settings once more, we can click on Course Content. Okay, here in Course Content, we can turn on the ability to post certain types of content in the course activity feed, like articles, polls, and questions and events. We can adjust who has the ability to add this content, hosts and moderators, or hosts, moderators, and members. We can also go straight to the course material from here, but we'll come back to that in just a moment. Here at the bottom, we can decide if we want to have topics, a welcome section, and a featured section, just like in the overall Mighty Network. Let's leave these turned off for now. So now let's work on the course material. We can get there from here by clicking on the setting here, or we can jump back to the main course page and just click on what we want to work on from here. Let's do that. First, we'll click on the overview. Before we dive in, let's talk about the visibility of the overview, sections, and lessons. For a new course by default, the course overview, sections, and lessons will be hidden, so only hosts and instructors will be able to see them. You can see where that's set here in this toggle at the top. Now we have the option to make everything in the course visible at once, or to make the overview, sections, and lessons visible individually. It's important to note here that as long as the course overview is hidden, all sections and lessons in the overview will also be hidden. Now let's say you went to make some of the sections and lessons in your course visible, but the overview was still hidden. Instead of being marked visible, they'll be set to pending. And they kind of wait like that until you switch the overview to visible. And then you will have the option to make them all visible at the same time. So you can kind of think of this toggle here in the overview as the master switch of visibility. And the same logic holds for the section level. Lessons in a hidden section are automatically set to pending while they wait for the section to become visible. But you don't really need to worry too much about this, because when it comes time to make your course content visible, we prompt you through a series of modals that will help you along through this process, and you'll always be aware of what's happening. Okay, back to the overview. From here, we can add content, images, video links, files, and text. When you create a course, you'll see that we pre-populate the overview with a template to give you some ideas for what to include. You can edit what we've written, or add your own descriptions and bullet points, or you can delete it altogether and start from scratch. We can also organize and edit the sections. Sections allow you to break up your course by grouping related content. And there can be up to 30 sections in a course and up to 30 lessons in each section. We can reorder the sections or lessons by dragging and dropping them. We can also delete them by clicking the three-dot menu here. We can also decide which sections we want to make hidden or visible, or pending in the case that your overview is still hidden, by clicking the little I here. If we're making sections or lessons visible in a course that already has members, we have the choice to notify members that we are making the content visible. So you can kind of make a big announcement if you add a section to a course that already has members in it. Each time you'll have the opportunity to make an announcement to all of the course members. We can also decide how we want each section to be unlocked, as I mentioned earlier. The options to do this are for the section to be unlocked from the beginning of the course, for the section to unlock when a member completes the previous section or lesson, or for the section to unlock at a specific time interval after the member starts the course. Now, these same settings can be applied to lessons, and we will look at that in just a moment. One thing to be aware of, if we go in to edit the section content, we see that the first video or image in the section here shows as the thumbnail for that section. So just keep that in mind. Finally, if we want to make edits to settings on multiple sections at one time, or multiple lessons at one time, we can select the sections by clicking here in this circle that appears as you hover over the section or lesson item. Then you can go up to the three-dot menu here and you can make changes. For example, we could select two sections and change their unlock settings. Or we could select two lessons here and assign them to a new section. We manage lessons in almost the exact same way as sections, with a few differences. Here we can go into the settings, where we see the same unlock settings for the lesson that we saw in the section. But now you'll see that there's an additional set of options. We also get to decide how a member will mark the lesson complete. We can set it up for no completion, so no completion is required to progress and completion will not be tracked. Visited, which means that just by visiting, you mark it complete. Button completion, which means members click a button to complete the lesson. And video completion, meaning members must watch a tracked video in a lesson to complete it. And the reason we don't have this option for sections is that members don't mark sections complete. They are completed when the final lesson in the section is completed. The other differences for lessons can be found in the three-dot menu, where we can turn off comments, remove the lesson from the section, and this puts it back into the overview level. And you can assign an instructor. Now, instructors of the course are always set to the host or the creator of the course by default. But as a host, you can assign someone to be the instructor, and as an instructor, they have the same privileges as a moderator would in the full Mighty network, but just for the course. Or, like a section, we can delete the lesson here. Okay, now let's say we want to add some new content to this course. One way is we can go to the overview, scroll down to the bottom, and click on Add a Lesson here. It starts off hidden, as you can see, by default, while we're creating it. We can decide how it will be unlocked and how members will mark it complete from here. We'll go into the lesson and edit. We'll add a title here and some text. We can add a video by clicking the plus icon to the left of the cursor on New Lines. You can highlight text and bring up a set of formatting options. We'll make this text bold. We can add a photo. We can add a new header here. And here, we'll add a downloadable file. Finally, we'll decide which section to put it in. And although a lesson could stand alone here at this level, it doesn't have to be part of a section. We're going to put it in a section. We can click and drag it onto the section, or we can go to the three-dot menu, click on Move to Section, and then click on the section we want to move it to. Now let's click inside that section and decide where we want to put it. Notice here that we could also have gone straight into this section and created the lesson from right here. Now we have a new lesson inside this section. We can exit the course creation flow by clicking out of it. Before we finish, let's go over an additional way to draw attention to your course. First, we'll copy the link to this course. Then we'll go back to the overall Mighty Network and click on the plus to create an article. In the article, we can talk about this great course for anyone who wants to learn the basics of 3D modeling. And we can add a link to the course from here. Then we'll add the article to the featured section in the Mighty Network for everyone to see it. And there you have it. You can now get started creating courses in your Mighty Network with confidence.